The Celtic manager's job. There's been some reports coming out of Ireland today that Robbie Keane is apparently closer to getting the job. We talked about it a bit last night. He'd be up against it, I think, looking at the reaction from Celtic fans.
How bad's it been? Obviously, we've been slightly busy.
There's been a lot in our comments alone. They don't seem to want Robbie Keane. I mean, if anyone's watching...
What are the punters saying? Give us a sample.
Hold on, I don't actually have any comments on that to hand at the minute, Keith, but...
Just put you on the spot there, a cracker, aren't you?
I know.
Come on, Dan, up your game.
If you're watching, let us know your thoughts on Robbie Keane, whether or not he would be a successful Celtic manager.
Yeah, so you've just come out with a big statement and you can't back it up, Dan.
I said last night, Dan, I think it's so difficult for any manager to get into a job when there's a groundswell of opinion that they don't want him there in the first place before he's even appointed. Russell Martin's a perfect example at Rangers, obviously for different reasons, but there's a real strong feeling when as soon as Russell Martin's name was mentioned with the manager's job at Rangers, a vast majority of the punters just didn't want it. They didn't see him as a right fit for Rangers, didn't think he was up to it. And listen, you have to say, after what's transpired, they were probably right. So,
well, I'll see your Russell Martin and I'll raise you Brendan Rodgers, because when Brendan Rodgers came back for the second time, there was an outcry from sections of the Celtic support. They didn't want him. They weren't going to tolerate him. And I had a conversation with Brendan Rodgers. He wasn't wanted, and he knew he wasn't wanted.
But they knew Brendan Rodgers was a top manager, and they knew he could do that job.
I had a conversation with Brendan Rodgers during that period, those few days, initially, maybe even when he was making up his mind. And it was a very straightforward, simple fact. I think I said to him, if you win games of football, the fans will get back on side. It's as simple as that. Now, as much as Rangers fans might not like the idea about Russell Martin, if Russell Martin had get in and won games of football and he had them at the top of the league, they'd all been wearing big shaggy wigs and beards and going hugging trees.
Vegan.
Aye, vegan. That 100%. If you're a manager of a football club, especially in Glasgow, one of the big two, win games of football, do you know what? You'll quieten. If there's a noise around your appointment, it'll quiet down. People will get behind you because they want to see a successful Celtic or a Rangers team.
But I suppose that's the point, Dan. If Robbie Keane comes in, and listen, no firm manager gets a lot of time. Obviously, Jacko says you need to win right away. But it would feel, because there is that kind of negative opinion, it would just feel like the first drop points, the first away game in the league where it's a draw.
There's our boat coming.
That's right.
We ordered that. There's my Uber.
The first drop points, he would be struggling. He'd be up against it, Daniel, and that's not a great position for any manager getting into a new job. And listen, Robbie Keane will be aware of that. I'm not saying for a minute it would kind of dissuade him. He'll believe in his own ability. Every manager does that. They can prove fans wrong, but it's a difficult starting point, I think, for any manager getting into a job as big as that.
Well, here's a little sample now that I do have comments that have come in. John says,
do your job right. You've got one job there.
Keane has just lost out in a close title race in Hungary. He's not qualified to manage Celtic. Stephen says it'd be a terrible choice getting Neil signed in a 1-year contract. Anne says Robbie Keane would be as welcome as the snake with the fans. And Sean simply says there'll be riots on the Celtic Way if Robbie Keane is appointed. So,
wow. Okay, so
that's a fair.
That is fairly hostile. Okay, Dan, I get your point.